Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are back in Soulstone Survivors. We are playing on the assassin. She has a really cool skill that I've never actually shown or played with, and that is the summon assassin Enclave. So we're going to be playing with this. We're going to play with 5 or 4 of them, and then we're going to play with Eviscirate for the bleed as well, the execute bleed damage sort of thing. So we're going to be playing with that. Our runes are a skill, inclination, thrust, unexpected arsenal, and reroll mastery. We have to use unexpected arsenal because we're actually using the 4th weapon because of the cast frequency, crit damage, and movement speed. Really nice. Also, my first weapon is actually not even upgraded, so we're not going to go there. I don't have the materials right now. And then we are going to run reroll mastery as well. We ran singular focus. We needed to get multiple of a single skill. Multicast mastery, vulnerable target, and sure-footed. The runes you can try and do anything you want with these 3. As long as you get singular focus, all is good. So let's get straight into it. Hopefully we are able to get enough of the summon enclave and the eviscerate as quickly as possible. We could have run something like instead of reroll mastery, we could have run unconventional start, and we would have started off with the summon assassin enclave, or we could have started with eviscerate. It really doesn't matter, but we didn't need it. It doesn't matter if you start off with a different skill. It's not going to make that much of a difference. However, what we are going to do is get rid of the skill as soon as possible, and then we're going to focus on a lot of bleed damage as well as multicast chance and cast frequency. And the reason for that is we do want those summon enclave to run to the enemies and smack them as many times as possible before we get a hit off with eviscerate. Now eviscerate's going to have a 0.6 second cooldown, so those summoned minions that we're going to be having are going to have a very tough time making sure that they do what they need to do first. I could have gone Divine Legacy actually, and we could have gone for more like Summoner's Help and things like that to get ourselves more of the summoned units. And we're also going to have to focus on killing our target over here, because he's going to be what's going to make it that we can actually use Eviscerate. In the higher overlords, that's fine if you don't have them. They're going to make it a lot easier. There is our first multicast there. We're going to grab ourselves the block there and go from there. We don't need the damage on them. We're actually going to remove that. Cast frequency is needed. Crit damage is good for us. More summon enclave. This is actually good. A huge epic relentless is fantastic. We are going to grab the increased quantity on them. We don't need to remove that. And now we're going to have a tough time trying to get ourselves that eviscerate as well as some more of them, because the assassin actually has a lot of thrust skills. So this is going to be a very interesting one. It's going to be quite fun to see just how much bleed we can actually apply to everything. Over here, I'm not going to go with Leviathan now. We will end up getting form and haste and things like that. The reason I'm not going to get Leviathan is I do want them to have the movement speed. They don't get the form and the haste, we only get it, and because of that we need to make sure that they are able to move to the bosses as quickly as possible. So we will be running with a high speed, grabbing ourselves some more movement speed and things like that, so that we can get that juicy movement speed. We are not finding what we're looking for. Come on, game. Okay, we got one more. Now it doesn't matter if we accidentally, if we skip and things like that, we can still end up using, getting eviscerated at a later stage. As long as we eventually find it, it's okay. Right now we are using our summon shadow enclave to, or assassin enclave to kind of help us there. Alright, so nothing over here. Again, we can just reroll to see. Actually, we'll just go for 6 of them for now. Why not? Get a damage increase to them, and we'll slowly look for upgrades to them. This kind of does help us anyway, so we'll take it. It's fine. As long as we get the +1 and everything to them, that isn't the summon enclave that we're going to end up getting rid of. But look at them. It is so funny seeing it. All of them just ran together to get to the Void Hunter. I don't know if you guys actually, saw that, but they do have cunning. which makes it so that they are going to run towards the elites as well as the higher that's the word I'm looking for, high priority target like elites and bosses. So hopefully they'll go after this guy. There we go. We just need that Eviscirate now. Hopefully we will get it sometime soon. Don't need to aim. It is a full summon. No, that's backstab. There we go. So which one of these guys doesn't have a +1? It's any of them. We'll just grab the last one. There's another lethality and merciless, and we're in a very good spot now because of this. So like I mentioned, it's actually a 0.5 second cooldown now, and that's because of our actual relentlesses that we land up getting. Alright, a lot of bleed damage over there on that boss, and I do want to see how far we can get in about, we'll do about a 15-minute run and see how far we can get in that 15 minutes with this. It's either we're going to be dying very quickly or we're going to be doing a really good job there. I don't think we need the multicast on it necessarily. Actually, yeah, it's fine. We'll grab that. Grab the armor, all the bleed damage, multicast on the assassins. Beautiful. We need this cooldown to be lower than 42 seconds, so if we can get more bounty assignment upgrades, that would be great. The only reason we want to do that is the first time when you're at a higher overlord, the ascensions do get all those bonuses to its health, movement speed, attack speed, all that stuff. So they do become quite tanky the higher you go, and it does make it a little bit harder to kill it. Therefore, you know, the first one you're going to land up killing is going to be a lot harder, but once you've killed that first one, as soon as you get the next one to show up, as long as you already have your ascension, it's going to be a lot easier to kill. So that's why you want to get it a lot lower. You also want to permanently have your ascension up for the free backstab, and that's going to allow our Eviscirate to pop all these massive bleeds on the enemies for extra damage. Beautiful. Over here, we don't actually need the... That be actually pretty good. Here's my area at 20%. Let's grab a little bit of area of effect. We don't need the cast frequency there. Grab a bit more area of effect. We can grab the armor, multicast chance on the summons as well. Beautiful. Because the more they're casting, the better it is for me. We need them to have the movement speed because we want them to run as quickly as possible from enemy to enemy as well. There are actually a lot of them. They're kind of like the bunnies. There are a lot of them. If we changed this to Doom or Poison even, it would have been really, really good. Get the damage on Eviscirate, that's good. More expansive, that's good, because we get a damage increase while our ascension is up, and we get the reduced time for it as well. So now it will be permanently up as long as we go and kill the assassination target, which is going to be perfectly fine with us. There we go. Kind of feels empty here. I feel like there's part of the landscape missing, but it's just not that. It is just the level. Unless they removed some stuff, I feel like there's less to walk into. Am I going crazy, guys, or is that something that they updated in the recent update where they did like improvements to the game and things like that? Is it possible that they moved some of this stuff that you can get caught on? Because I know Dungeon of Despair used to have a really good or big place for you to run around, but I'm pretty sure there were trees or something here as well that you could like hit into, or rocks or something. I don't know, there used to be something. I'm not paying attention to the bounty target either as much as I should be. which is a bit of a problem. It's making us take a little bit longer than we should be. But final bosses are going to be spawning now. There we go. We've got a lot of bleed happening over there. That's exactly what I'm taking. We're going to take the reduced time as well. Sorry, sometimes I use my keyboard, so a lot of the time you're not going to notice what it is that I'm taking. I will activate this so you can see, but we are going to be landing up taking a lot of the bleed upgrades and things like that. We took 6 minutes to do that. That's quite slow, but it is what it is. 30 seconds for the portal or the bounty to appear, which is a relatively long time in terms of, you know, waiting, especially when you go into the overlord cycles. The bosses are going to be spawning in a really quick time, so we're not going to have our ascension up yet, which is fun as well, because we want the bleed to be as high as possible, so that when we do proc that backstab, it's going to be a massive amount of damage. Anyway, I mean, look there, Plague Bearer, look at just how much bleed is on the health bars of the enemies. It is just really, really, really fun. So, strong build. Insane. The ascension, there we go. Throw it up in the corner here somewhere. There he is, running away from us. How dare he? Who does he think he is, running away from us like that? Alright, we're going to grab the magnetic here. We're going to grab the multicast here. Health block is also going to be very good, but the damage is always better. Damage over there, damage from our bounty hunter is actually very, very important. Life is very good. Bleed now spells this damage more frequently. Getting all of these damages is actually very, very rare, and the fact that we are getting them is beautiful as well, because they are going to, oh my goodness, that is fantastic. That damage is multiplicative, so the fact that we're now on 46% is actually insane. The fact that we even got 16% increased damage, multiplicative damage, is completely busted. There were times where I've tried to do it where we get as much of that as possible, so that we can just not make do of it, but try and get to do as much damage as possible from it. So that's very weird that all of a sudden now it's showing up. But there we go, we land up getting our ascension target done and dusted. Grab the block over there. Damage with bleed is good. Unbreakable is good if you can get enough of them. That is flat damage reduction. And then more multicast. I think we're at, no, not yet. I was going to say, I think we're at a point where multicast isn't doing anything, but that's not true. So we're going to keep going there. We're not going to grab this multicast. We're not going to grab powerful strikes. Maybe agility could be very good. I will grab one more, just so we've got good movement speed, but also so that our summons get that 90% movement speed as well. And then again, reiterating so they can move more quickly from target to target. So that's going to help them deal more bleed to everything around us. We should get our bounty. There we go. How did I know that? Weirdly enough, even with a really low cooldown, I don't see Eviscirate moving all the bleed stacks like it's supposed to be doing. So that's quite weird. Maybe I'm just applying more bleed than I can get rid of. Oh wait, it no longer gets rid of the bleed stacks. Eviscirate used to get rid of the bleed stacks. So I'm like, what is going on? So we can grab one of these. That's going to make it last for 46 seconds. That's beautiful. I'm so worried the whole time that we're going to be getting rid of our bleed stacks on the enemies. Turns out I'm just being a numpty. Guys, Eviscirate no longer gets rid of the bleed stacks. I don't know why I had that in my brain, but I did. So I'm like waiting to see this huge bleed disappear and the enemy's health bar disappear along with it. The problem is that Eviscirate no longer does that. It used to be like Reap and the Purging Slam, but it got changed long ago with the New Beginning update and Monkey King. And well, we just completely forgot about it. So that was pretty funny. We don't need that. We no longer need the expansive. Let's go and start getting like health and things like that if we want to push into those high levels. So you can still see the enemy's HP bar going down really quickly, but that's now thanks to the fact that we still have all that bleed and things like that going off. Can't believe I did that. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 hours or so in a game, which I don't actually, I'm about 600, but it doesn't matter if you have 600 hours in a game, you can still make mistakes because things are forever developing, and you know, you're only human, so you can forget that things happen a certain way. And ooh, that is so good to get both of those. There's the damage. We can actually go for even more cast frequency. I was actually worried getting it too low of a cast frequency. I was worried that we would be removing the bleed too much, and that worry has now been, you know, foregone. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now we just need to kill stuff. Done and dusted. So that took us 4 minutes to kind of complete, which is a lot faster. We will keep getting faster and faster because the bosses are going to spawn a lot faster as well, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we're looking for. Over here, 10:15. We're looking at 10:39 for the assassination targets. Let's see how quickly we can get them up. Let's see if we can get it up before the bosses spawn, but no, unfortunately not. 10 more seconds still. And also let's see if it is actually on time with this. So we said 39, so 3 seconds. Nope. So something is wrong there. I think regardless of it, it's going to take a minute to spawn the very first assassination target every single run. But as you can see, we don't even need that that assassination. We don't need our ascension up and running just yet. Things are dying seconds after Eviscirate has hit them, as long as I can hit them from behind as well. Should be in 3 seconds now. 2, 1, there we go. Right on time. After a minute, the assassination target shows up. So it is always a minute cooldown. I don't think there's a way to get rid of that, unfortunately, even if we do reduce the time that it takes to receive a new assignment. That could be a bug though, because it says time to receive a new assignment is 24 seconds. It should have shown up, but I don't think it is a bug. I think that's just the way that it works. Alright, cast frequency there, crit, bleed, damage is beautiful, more cast frequency, and unbreakable. Crits, yeah, we can go to 200% for 2 definite crits. Damage, armor is good, health is good, a beautiful multicast there. Area of effect and quantity is really good. I really think we should have maybe gone for the Divine Legacy though, instead of something like Vulnerable Target or Sure, well, we would need to get rid of a couple of things. So instead of the Vulnerable Target and Sure-Footed, we could have gone Divine Legacy, and that would have given us a lot more of this summon upgrades as well. So, you know, we live and learn and we get different things, but this is still really, really powerful, really, really funny, and we just destroy bosses in seconds, so very fun. I was just chilling there, we hadn't killed him yet. Go for block. It's also pretty good here. I think we need to start going for more defenses though, because otherwise, you know, we can't get better than dismemberment though. So we're going to grab that. That is insane. That's going to be very, very big. This does apply its own bleed as well, which is really, really good. Armor, damage increase, area of effect increase, block, vicious strikes as well, so that every single attack will be a crit, which means we are going to be critting 3 times on every single enemy that first spawns, and then 2 crits after that. But that's perfectly fine. Could be even more crits if we multicast, so that's pretty funny. But we can do one more round. It is 15 minutes. It is a very slow build. It's very fun still to play. We'll do one more round and go from there. We'll look at the damage numbers quickly. And as you can see, Eviscirate dealing a massive amount of damage over there. 1.9 million, 1.5 million DPS, which is actually really, really insane. So let's see what happens on the third and final Overlord cycle. I did mention to be a 15-minute run and see how far we can get. So it was to Overlord 3. And that's still pretty impressive for a singular focus build where we just, you know, mucking about and just having the most fun possible. So I think it's not too shabby. And Assassin's also really fun. If his Ascension was a bit faster, then we would be even faster as well. So we do have to take that into consideration, that like instances like this, we actually have to focus our fire. You know, if we aim manually, then we'd probably kill the bosses a lot faster. But now you think to yourself, well, we don't actually want to kill them as fast because we want our Ascension to be up and running. And this might be an issue that we have with the Ascension, where we land up killing things too quickly. Eventually we get to the point, I think it's like at Overlord 6, where we finish the round in like a minute. Or at least Overlord 5, or, you know, 5 and 6. You finish the round way too quickly, and then you don't even have time for your Ascension to pop up. So that's definitely something that needs to be looked at in terms of having, I mean, I've got a 24 second here. It says you now receive an assignment every 24 seconds, but we don't receive that first assignment within 24 seconds. So either there is a long ass cooldown on it to stop people from getting it immediately, which I understand, but at the same time it does hurt the assassin in those long Overlord cycles. So if I can't start hitting that guy at the very beginning of a round, then we are going to be weaker than a barbarian or someone like the Myrmidon, who can get their ascensions really quickly at the start of a cycle. So there is that as well. We'll go for the block. Do this. We're dealing 300 additional damage per stack of bleed on the enemies. That is insane. I do love the stacking damage abilities, like Eviscirate, like the Shrapnel Bomb, and so on and so forth. Even the summons, like the summon, what do you call them? The summon hounds, the putrid hounds. They just do so much damage to everything, as long as you are able to stack that poison, or in this case bleed, on the enemy. But this is going to be the final boss fight. Let's see how quickly we can kill them and go from there. Just magically kill this bounty. There we go. That will be the last one. Get up all of this, get some damage going, and let's see, cast speed at 0.3 seconds. Oh my goodness, these bosses just melted within seconds. Look at that, completely gone. It is just beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was great. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.